this is it. Welcome to Chapsynja village. We are approximately 25 kilometres outside the Lilongwe. To get here, quite a ride, lots of off-road stuff. What I'm going to do is to show you around the village, hopefully going to interview a couple of people that we've been working for. So just come with me, and just over here you can see that there's quite a bit of farming going on. This is the old way of doing it. A lot of work, so there's furrows and there's dips and there's lows. And this is the way it's been done for quite a time. And a couple of people are trying some new ways of being more efficient. So I'm just going to walk over here, and behind me you can see this is an experimental field. And all that has been done is around the edges it has been built up. And then the corn, the maize that's actually grown in here is grown flat. And what has been happening is the water stays in, and all the corn, when it's finished, it's just laid down. This becomes fertiliser for the next session. Fantastic. It looks very messy. Some of the locals think it's funny, and they've laughed at the chief. But what has happened already, it's measurable. We found that sometimes the crops have almost doubled, and we're hoping to see where that goes. Downside of this stuff attracts mice. The mice come in here and you think, well, so what? The locals kind of like them. They think of them as a bit of delicacy. So sometimes people come in and just set fire to it. The mice go out, run round, catch your mice and eat them later, known as African sausages. Come on, more to show you. And he's going to keep up with me. This is the village hall, and inside there's been some training with the healthcare team. You'll see people wandering around with shirts, and once people have been trained they go out to the village and they share their knowledge with other people. So this is the sort of main area of the village, of Chapsynja village, and I'm just going to take you a little bit further around. You can see some other things going on. Right over the other side there, these bricks, they're dug out of the ground, and they hopefully are firing them to make them a little bit tough, so that when they build the buildings they don't just fall apart in the rainy season. When the rain comes, believe me, it's awfully wet. We had a bit of an experience at one of the other villages, quite a distance away, where the rains came a bit early and caught people a bit unawares. And what can happen is half of the fields can disappear, the topsoil can just be washed away. What else have we got? I can show you around here. Right over in the corner over there, just behind me, they're cooking lunch for all of our workers, all the people that have been trained. Huge buckets of sima, an amazing, for me, not so tasty dish which goes with all the food that they eat. Fantastic big puddles. And just to the right there's a new little building going up there which is going to be used as a store. Just come on round, we can show you what else is going on. These are our ladies. Great singers, great people. And a little meeting going on here. This is behind me is the chief's village, chief's house, and that's where he lives, and it's where some of his family lives. The village actually sprawls, it goes for many, many miles. My understanding is that Chief Chapsynja actually oversees something like about 8,000–10,000 people. I think there's a lot of people from a very wide area. Let's take a little bit further around the village, and then we're going to find our victims. We're going to have a little bit of a chat. So more housing over here, a couple of chickens. There's normally goats and dogs running through here. This thing's very important for the latrines. Not a pleasant experience. I'm glad I don't have to use that every day, but that is very, very important. Then come around here and I'll show you our carpentry group. So these are the men that have been working on carpentry over the last few days, and learning some really sort of basic skills, and then getting up some quite some complex stuff. We've been teaching them things like dovetail joints, you can just see down here, and I'm kind of learning, I'm going along really a bit on that. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab a couple of the guys, and hopefully we're going to have a chat. So this is Monjeza. So this is my friend Monjeza. Now Monjeza speaks a little bit of English. I don't speak very much of his language, so in a moment we're going to find an interpreter and come back to you. There's another guy over there, there he is, Mr. Can you come here? Mr. Elias. That's right, stay there. This is Mr. Elias, and we're going to talk to him a little bit in a moment when I can find the interpreter, so back in a moment. Okay. Excellent. So this is my friend Alex, who's our interpreter, and I've got Monjeza back here. So thank you, Monjeza, for coming to talk to us. So Monjeza, one of the first things I'd like to ask you is, how old are you?
15.
15.
Excellent. Okay. And numbers are the same in English as they are in the local language. This is really helpful. Monjeza, can I ask you why you're not at school?
He goes sometimes.
Okay. And why don't you get there every day?
Because sometimes he go out and work to get money that can support him and keep going.
So sometimes you have to work and it helps your family, so you earn a bit of money. So if you had the choice, would you go to school all the time?
He would love to go to school every time.
Excellent. So it's just circumstances which make it a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last few days we've been working together doing the carpentry. What have you learned?
He has made a small chair.
Right.
Yeah, something, excellent. A small bench?
Yes, indeed, he has, making a bed. So, do you think you've learned some skills through the carpentry course that we've been operating? Now, this film's going to go back to England, and I'm hoping to show it to some people in school there, some English people in school. What would you say to them if they... He's nervous. That's okay. How would you encourage them? Because sometimes people in the UK, they don't want to go to school either.
They have to go to work hard and go to school.
Brilliant. Okay. Monjeza, I really appreciate it. Okay, give me a little handshake. Thank you so much for letting me interview. Okay. Just stay right there and talk to them over here. This is my friend Elias. Yes. Which is good to see him, and African handshake. Look, there we go. I've learnt that one. Excellent. Elias, thank you so much for just taking this time out to be interviewed. Really appreciate that. The first thing I'd like to ask you is actually how old you are. 19. Excellent. Okay, and can you tell me something about your family? How many brothers and sisters you've got?
There are 6 of them. 2 guys and 4 girls. They stay with their parents.
And you're all living together?
The first born got married.
Excellent. Okay, and you're number 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. So are your parents both around? Do they work?
They're just farmers.
They're farmers, yeah. Okay. And how far away do you live from Chapsynja village?
It's not all that far. About 2 kilometers from here.
Okay. He just says that it's about 2 kilometers. This guy's got a bike, and the previous guy I know actually walks like that, so it is actually quite a distance. Excellent. Can we just talk a little bit about your schooling? Can you tell me when you finished school?
He stopped in Form 2.
Okay. And that's not very far. Can you tell me why you stopped at that?
He was struggling to get fees.
Okay, so because you couldn't do that, you had to drop out. So what happened? Are you working at home?
He just helped in farming.
So you're just helping, actually. You're actually a farmer by trade.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, this has been filmed for something back in the UK. And I know that some people from schools in the UK will be actually watching this. What advice would you give to them? Some of these guys, they don't actually want to be there.
Going to school, it's really good. So if you have chance to go to school, please use that chance.
And by going to school, do you think it would have helped you a little bit more if you could have stayed on a bit longer?
Yeah, it would have helped him a lot.
Okay. And you've been doing a little bit of carpentry with us over the last few days. Can you tell me what you've enjoyed about that?
He has gained a lot because he has learned how to make up a bed. Yeah.
Okay, so you learned some practical skills and hopefully they're going to be helpful to you.
Yes.
Do you know any of these guys, by the way, beforehand, or is it?
He has just known them here.
So you just got to know them this week? So, and new friends do, brilliant. It's a bit of a random question. What sort of things do you do in your spare time? What do you like doing?
He likes praying.
Excellent, okay. And what other things do you like doing?
He likes playing football.
Playing football. Are you very good at football?
Okay.
Do you know anything about any English teams? Would you support anybody? Arsenal.
Manchester.
United.
Liverpool.
These guys know more about English football than I do. Elias, I really appreciate you and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for doing this. Okay, my friend. Thank you. Brilliant. Cheers.